Stand by for Titanfall. Forward! We're taking down that
If they show love, I'ma show it back. If the catch is too small, I'ma throw it back. I've done a lot, but I ain't got a lot to show for that.
And what is going on, folks? It's your boy Smurf here, and today I got a review of Titanfall 2. This game... Anyways, before we get started, please make sure to hit that subscribe button below if you want to see more content. I know I haven't been releasing much, but I just got into college, and it's been a few months, and it's been fantastic. I have to admit, I've been loving college so far, especially with my classes and all that. And so yeah, let's get started with this review. So Titanfall 2 is what Titanfall 1 needed in the first place. Like, legit, if you haven't played Titanfall 1, and you're just jumping into Titanfall 2 because you're a PlayStation user or you just weren't interested in it in the first place, then you're going to be fine, because this game is basically just Titanfall 1, but with a lot more content and a lot with what Titanfall 1 needed, and which in that content that it needed was a single-player campaign, which they did a phenomenal job with. Now, the story is kind of cliche. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it is definitely predictable what happens at the end. But, I mean, overall, the level design is beautiful. It flows just perfectly, and it's very interesting. There's a lot of... It's just very experimental throughout, and a lot of the levels have different... Oh, it's so weird. Like, I think the footage I got here was of, like, you're on the side of a wall, but you, like, look up, and it feels like you're running, like, forward, but instead you're running up. I don't know. I can't explain, but it's very experimental, the campaign, and... Overall, I think it's just a great stretch for Respawn to be able to push out a campaign like that. Now, going to multiplayer, this game still is very multiplayer focused. Now, content-wise, they did include a hell of a lot more content than before. And then if you stretch to the end of the video, I put the text right on the screen there for you, the time code, but if you go right to the end of the video, you'll be able to check out all the customizable material, at least for your pilot. I don't think I recorded Titan, but there's about 6 Titans, and then for pilots there's over like 20 primary and secondary weapons, or like 28 total, and then there's a lot of tactical ability. There's boosts, which you get right before you get your Titan, and it's a great concept. And if you guys remember the Smart Pistol, it's back, but it's only a boost. You can't use it as a primary or secondary weapon, but if you have the boost equipped, it does replace your secondary weapon, so keep that in mind. But it is back, it is usable. I don't see a lot of people using it either way, so it doesn't really matter, but overall, it's a great game. I think in this game, I did fantastic. I got like over 20 kills, which is great. So, I mean, it was a great game. So, multiplayer-wise, it is very multiplayer-focused. The single player could be a lot better, in my opinion. But, I mean, the single player definitely does dive you deep into this relationship with your Titan. So, your Titan's name is BT, which stands for Buddy Titan, and you get this friendly relationship with him, like almost like he's another human, but yet at the same time he's still this war machine that can just slaughter anything. So it's great how they were able to implement that, and you just grow this great connection with your Titan, as opposed to the Titans just being there. They now have like a personality. And in the campaign, it really shows that, and I think it's really cool that they do that. And included in the campaign are a lot of boss fights. I think in this campaign mission, I was fighting Ash, which is some robot woman. I thought it was really strange.
Blisk has put a high price on your head, pilot. Dead or alive, that makes you worth something to me.
But anyways, I think it's really interesting that they were able to implement a campaign this year, or this time around, and I think they did a great job, and there's definitely openings for a Titanfall 3. And I'm hoping they do bring out a Titanfall 3, because I think it'll be a lot of fun, and especially if they could make hopefully maybe a longer campaign. The campaign only lasts about like 4 or 5 hours, so it's your average COD campaign. But if I had to compare it to other COD campaigns, I'd have to say that Titanfall does come out quite superb, especially for their first official campaign, not including their flop of Titanfall 1's multiplayer campaign, which wasn't really a campaign at all. It was just multiplayer gameplay with some dialogue over top. And speaking of Titanfall 1, you don't necessarily have to actually play Titanfall 1 to dive into Titanfall 2, because the campaign, it is actually related. Like, there are characters from the campaign in Titanfall 2, but you don't necessarily have to have that knowledge, but it does help to be able to go back and get some research done on the topic. And yeah, I mean, you can just literally dive in and, like, I guess kind of especially for the PS4 owners, you don't have to have that prior knowledge of Titanfall 1. But overall, it's a great game, especially multiplayer-wise, and I mean, it's kind of sad that it was released with Battlefield 1, because Battlefield 1 has a lot of sales, and Titanfall 2 only complies to about like 2%. I get it, Titanfall 2, 2% of the sales, because I mean, I play it on PC, and I only see about like 10,000 people online every day, when Battlefield 1 has a peak of like 114,000 people. That's a lot of people for one game. So I'm hoping that when the holiday season comes around and people are not getting Infinite Warfare and getting Titanfall 2, I mean, I may get Infinite Warfare down the road. I'm definitely getting Modern Warfare Remastered, but Titanfall 2 was definitely worth it to get day one for me. I have this trend of getting Titanfall on day one. I actually got Titanfall on the 360 day one, which was actually a month after the official day one, but I still count that as day one. So I got Titanfall 2 on day one, and I have to say it was worth it because I'm having so much fun. It's just great. I love it. Multiplayer feels just like the original. It's smooth. It's very fast-paced. There is some more breathing room, so it's not like you're on action 24/7, but it's great. I love it. The big downsides, I have to say, is the campaign could have been a little longer, I would have to say. They just worked a little bit more on that, but I don't know. Maybe that was what they were expecting to do. But, I mean, the campaign wasn't too bad. Multiplayer-wise, I have to say the downside is definitely that people only really play attrition or bounty hunt. That's about it. I played a few matches of pilot versus pilot, but really no one plays that, at least on PC. I don't know about consoles, but not a lot of people play that. So I'm hoping that when the holiday season comes around, more people get this game and kind of see how great it is, because it's a great game. It's so fun, and there's no season pass. You don't have to pay for any extra maps. It's all coming out free, which I think is fantastic. So they're still supporting the game without any extra pay support, which I think is great, honestly. But that's about it, folks. I mean, do I recommend buying it? I really do. I mean, this game is definitely worth up the hype. I mean, it's basically Titanfall 1, but it includes what Titanfall 1 lacked, and it basically fixes a lot of things, and I definitely recommend it. The maps look great. It still runs on the same source engine, which is quite shocking, because the game does look great. It looks beautiful, especially in the campaign. It just looks great. So, I mean, that's about it, folks. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button below. I'm going to play out the rest of this gameplay for you. After that's done, at the way end, there will be the customization options that you guys can check out. So thanks for everyone for watching. Make sure to click that subscribe button below. Smurf out.
Friendly Titan attacking the target.
He's got a hold of garage. almost ready. Keep going. Titan is ready. Stand by for Titanfall.
Engine AI transferring controls to pilot. Warning, enemy pilot attack.
Get up for this close. Time to win our pay. Fight harder. It's gonna hold us, command.
Critical damage, take cover. You are outnumbered by hostile Titans. Ejecting.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. You're picking that button. It's a double kill. Total domination. We win, they lose. Just how I like it. Stop their retreat. Titan support is almost ready.